beautiful souls. Where have you all gone? Because I said beautiful souls. Oh, the world is quick to judge. Look! Beautiful. This is what you call organic, natural medicine for the heart. You can feel it. Wow, beautiful. That is medication for the heart. No stronger medication. No more powerful, no more amazing medication. There you go. Great day today. We're going to do, I thought we should do a workshop, shall we? So, go grab your pens, go grab your clients, go grab some friends, because we're going to do some great work. Family, somebody. And we're going to do some work. First of all, we must talk about the subject before we go into the practical, the hands-on, the real work, okay? So, if you don't know who I am, I started work many years ago and got involved in the world of healing. Healing is an interesting subject, one for me that I find fascinating because my mind, my thoughts, my feelings, I have to see what I'm doing. I've got to feel it. It's got to be tangible. It's got to be real. And my clients were obviously everything, because you learn so much when you work with clients. You see so much. You digest, you awaken. There's so many things that happen. So I always say, you know, the clients are basically there to help you become the best teacher through observation, through experience, and through all the hard work that you put in hour after hour, day after day, week after week. It's incredible how it works. I remember one day I was in the UK and I was with a friend, and she was a little bit down, not feeling well. And I could see this energy attaching to her. And it was basically on her forehead. And I could just clearly see something was going on as she was speaking. We found out after the conversation we discussed with each other it was that energy. I didn't tell her about it, I just listened. But what she was saying was actually being created. And there was definitely some kind of ritual, some energy, something that kind of looked strange coming from here. I could see it, and the vibration was weird, and the color was weird too. It wasn't a light, happy color. It was kind of a denser color. So it was, if you'd say like a cloudy day and it's gray clouds, a little bit like that, but intermittent color changing as she was speaking. And I was observing her, listening to her. So basically the bottom line was, she'd had a fallout with a family member, and she just did not want to communicate with them anymore because of a work situation. She didn't want to work there anymore. She didn't want to work with that energy with this person. That's it. So everybody has a choice in life. And it was really affecting her. And I said, you know, the more you think about her, the more you inside here as well as here, the more you know, because she said, I don't want to think about it anymore. But yeah, it's here though. It's coming from here, not just coming from here and here. It's coming from here. There's two conversations always going on at any given moment with a client. That's why they can't lie when you're with a healer, because they don't listen to this. They feel that and what's going on in and around you as an energetic frequency, as a field. And we get to be pretty good at it, and we see very clearly what's going on in time. Anybody can do it. So I kind of felt the urge to pull and cut that away. So I said, would you allow me to do something? And she said, what? I said, well, in the world of the shamans that I used to watch how they use their swords or sticks, there was a lot of cutting going on. And I realized when I was watching the shaman, even in the dark, I could see there was something happening visually with energy around that client, and true to form, that you actually do, and you can cut energy. You just need the right energy to clear it. Now, in the Pure Energy Healing Academy, I often say to people, it isn't that important to cut as long as you're doing the hands-on healing, not actually touching, but just above the client, and it works equally as well. But there is something in this cutting that definitely helps and makes a massive difference, and you can try it today. So I sat this beautiful angel down and I did some cutting, and that was when I first started, and from that moment on I progressed when I came back to Spain and started continuing doing the work on different people. What I noticed was, with every client that came through the door, there was a different frequency, a different energy, whether it was width, length, colour, vibration, whether it was heavy, light, there was always something, and where it was vibrating from, where that cord was connected to on the body, has a massive impact on your life and has an impact on your physical. So take, for instance, if you've had an altercation with somebody and they're saying bad things about you, you normally find that connection is from your back. Some people misinterpret it from the front and can see it at the front, but it's predominantly coming from the back when somebody has said something awful to you, and just says awful things, and they're always being awful to you. It comes from the back, it hits the back, and there's an energetic field. And I noticed as a healer, when I was doing the really heavy work, when I was doing rituals, I would often throw the person, not literally, but push them so they'd go down like this, and I'd work on their back. And I realized that that's because we have to cut the cord of that negativity that people are throwing at us, jealousy being one of them, and lots of other weaknesses of other people. Sometimes clients would come to me and I'd look and see their heart was emitting an energy, which again is a cord. It's just a word, by the way, but it's energy that you're kicking out, and that is an energy from either or, whether it's you kicking it out to somebody that you love, or somebody that you love kicking it to you. And if somebody's in a bad place, you can feel that. So that cord is normally on the heart area around here, and that would be grief, that would be splitting up, that would be fighting and arguing with somebody that you love, and it's normally predominantly somebody that you miss and care very much. It normally resonates there. The energy of, just like I said, my friend in the UK just wanted to get away from somebody and didn't want to think about it anymore, normally comes from up here. And that's when you have this kind of invisible telecommunication thing going on. So it's like a telephone line and you're both connected to it. So without knowing, you're both having a conversation all day long. But it's not with the brain as much as with the spirit. So this is in communication, and it's going into the spirit. So you are actually communicating all day long. And, when I feel pain from somebody that I love, there's a communication going on all day long. You can't help it. And it's sometimes really, really bad. And a lot of the times you've got to realize that this isn't helping. I am not helping by feeling this. So by cutting that cord, the person who's in a bad place, ultimately you can only fix yourself. And if you're running around looking for somebody to fix you, you're looking for a partner who can heal you, and you must make me feel better, you've got to make me, you shouldn't be there like this, you should be like that. That's not going to work, guys. Because the only person who can heal you is yourself. Other than that, you're always seeking people to make you feel better, which is an actually waste of energy, because all you'll ever be is that person seeking the healing that really is within you, and that's what you've got to work on. So cutting cords is amazing. Now, we could go in even deeper into this, but maybe one day we'll do it, which is the cords of the eyes, the ears, the throat. So depending on what you hear, what you see, and what you don't say, sometimes it resonates there, and that's another cord. Okay, so there's so many cords. Cord to the spirit world as well, sometimes there. That's the only chord that I don't particularly like to cut. And that's normally from the top of your head. And the reason why that is because I believe that it's important to have that source download. So I never cut on the head ever, only side and here and the back and, you know, maybe here and eyes and throat, but never up there. I like that connection. Now, some people will argue and say that, oh, you're too connected, it's too much, it's too powerful and all that, and disconnect. I don't know. I kind of feel that Spirit never gives us what we can't cope with. And I think Spirit gives us information and healing that we need. And the only pain and suffering that we feel is that what needs to be cleared out from our body. So Spirit is always giving us what we need. So sometimes I would like place my hand over the head and try and generate that connection. So that chord between you and the spirit world. You normally find it when you're in places of meditation. You can see that chord, that energy. And I remember doing, which was really fascinating to me. I saw it in the audience of David Icke. I saw it in the audience of when I gave a talk on the Open Minds Festival in Ireland. And I looked at the crowd just before I started speaking. I brought a candle on, no writing, just brought a candle on, put it down, looked at everybody and saw this light shining from the head up. And I said, if you could just see what I see now, you guys are all so connected. It blew me away. I was just like blown away. And there was a person who gave a talk earlier on who saw the same thing, which was fascinating. So it is there if you can see it. So why do we cut cords? It's a great question. Should we keep that cord there till we heal ourselves from it? It's another great question. So many great questions. Depending on how you're feeling at any given moment, you can manifest that energy, and pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. That option means that when are you ready to cut it? Some people just don't know how to. So by watching this, you can make a conscious decision whether you want to cut your energy, or your friend definitely wants their energy cut. Have you suffered enough? Have you felt that pain enough? Have you felt that experience enough? Yes, I have. Then you will cut the cords. Now, I always understood when people came for a healing session that if I am at that point where I can see it and do it, it means that they're ready and accepting that they want to clear it. So I always said, Spirit, bring whoever wants whatever needs to be done and work through me, and I will do whatever you ask me to do. So I never worried about what somebody wants. I would never force my work on anybody. I wouldn't go up to somebody saying, hey, you need your cords cut in, love. I need to cut them now. Because you've got to go through, I think, a process of feeling that pain, going through it and becoming stronger than it, then letting it go. And this is a great way to let it go. So I remember walking into I think it was like a second-hand shop, as you do, just walking in, and like I saw this. It looked like a little dagger, and I went, wow. And I picked it up, and it was, I think, made of spelter. And I felt it, and it wasn't sharp. And the guy said, oh no, it's not a dagger. I said, oh, what is it? He said, it's for opening envelopes. And I went, oh, that's perfect. It's not sharp. If I accidentally hit myself with it or hit a client with it, which I never would, but if I did, it wouldn't cut them. So today, I gave that away to somebody who started healing, by the way. I wanted them to have it as a gift because they wanted to do cord cutting because they were so excited about it. And I said, okay, here's a gift. Today I went into Mias Pueblo and bought another one. It's a bit tacky, but I wanted to show you how I used it. Now, do I need this? No, it's just an extension and it feels good. Can I use my hand? Absolutely. That's how I normally cut cords. But here's one I brought earlier. So look, it's not sharp. It's actually very blunt, so I can rub my hand on it. Look. Okay, so it's really just an ornamental piece. Okay, just don't poke anybody in the eye, that's all. So I would hold it like this as an extension of energy, as if I'm working with a crystal. Okay, and it's just an extension. So this is how I'd work with it. Now, how do you start? Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Okay, so first of all, It's always good to have sage by your side. It's always good to have some cleansing sticks by your side, some good incense. So sage, number one. If it's really heavy stuff, sage first of all. Get a seat. Always good to have a seat because you can work around the client back and front. Brilliant. Now with a seat, it normally comes with a back, okay? So if your client's going to sit here looking that way, simply turn your chair that way so the client then sits like this, so you can get to the back and the front. These little things are good to know so you don't have to faff around. So your client sits down, or maybe you sit down, and you attune to their energy. You feel them and you feel where their pain is. Now if you can't do that and they want to express themselves, then, and you're not really a healer but you want to help your family, you'd say to them, how are you feeling at this moment? Don't feel too good. Why do you think you don't feel too good? What do you think the root cause could be? And they might say, because I'm missing so-and-so. Okay, so you're missing somebody. So where's that feeling coming from? Is it the heart? Is it the head? Because you're thinking about it? Maybe both places. Now, I always say to people who are starting out, there's no reason why you can't cut all the chords. And as a healer, I can see what chord needs to be cut, so then that's easy. But if you don't see it, then just cut all the chords and then you're going to be okay. So that's something that you can do. When they're sat down, sage them, which means you get a bowl and you put sage in and you burn the sage and you blow till the cinders get more and more and more. Go to my Matt Bajerski YouTube video with 160,000, go to the second most popular video and it shows you how to do it. So you basically go down on the floor and then blow all around them. Once that's done, after maybe 4 or 5 minutes, you put the sage away, you put it out with water, leave it to one side. Then a great preparation is any kind of rice. Brown rice, black rice, doesn't matter. Rice has a great energy to absorb negative energy. And this is great for the cutting of the cords. So you put a handful of rice in both hands, tell them to hold the rice, not squeeze. Maybe they can even keep their hands open. Don't worry if the rice falls out. And then you place 1 or 2 hands on their head. You can use your hands on the shoulders. It's the same thing. And just breathe through the nose and out of the mouth, and you'll find that the energy from the universe will go through you, through the hands and through the body, and a natural reaction takes place. And what happens is that energy, which is negative in and around the body, will be absorbed by the rice. And then you throw the rice away. So you might find yourself doing it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, no problem, however long it feels. And then you brush the rice into a bin and throw the rice away. Don't use it, don't give it to birds, just throw it away. So at that point, you want to get some oils now. So if you're going to the back, it's always good to use Palo Santo oil. So I have a certain oil in my range which is called cleansing oil or sacred oil. These 2 oils are amazing. Also MOLDAVITE oil, fantastic for the back, okay? If you're going to the heart, it's always good to get a really good, beautiful rose essence. I know it's expensive, but it's worth it. Now I have one called Healing Heartache. That's purposely for that area. Rub that on before you start. If you're going to the third eye and you want to kind of open that open, you want to get that going, then you want to be looking at for something like a nice pine oil, okay? So I have an awakening oil for that, and that's perfect for that. So these 3 places are predominantly where you need to be, okay? So I'm very different from other healers. I don't go on chakra energies. I go for what I've seen from my experiences. So you might have a different take on this, and that's fine. All I know is what worked for me over the years, and this is how I see energy. So I work with energy. I don't work with chakras. I look to where the energy is and follow it, and then I understand after a few days. I embrace what just happened, and I absorb that and always have that as a memory to kind of give me that catalogue, that Bible of truth of where energy is and why we produce it, why it comes to us, why we attract it, why we make it bigger, smaller, and why the colors change. So that's my own experience through my clients. After you've done the rice and you've put the oils on, then what you're going to do is get some nice music and then play some nice music. We have on Mark Bajerski YouTube channel free 3 hours, non-interrupted, no adverts, so you can just press it and it's playing now. It's called Pure Energy Healing Music. Okay, it's on my channel. So you play this music and then you start the work. So as so, the client sat here, their head is here, so the front of the nose is here. So we begin. So we cut gently like that, and we see and feel the energy, and we move the energy. We move it, we move it, we move it, we move it. And as we're cutting and moving all the time, you can feel a lightness happening. You can feel the lightness happening. You can feel the lightness, and you can feel that cut, and you can feel it more and more. And you might do it for a few minutes. I do it for about 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. And then when that feels right, I then quickly put that down, okay? And here's what I do. The head is here, the head's there, and I go like this, and I pull the last of the cord, which is the root going into where the head is, and pull, 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 pull. And then when it's out, I take my hand and put it right across their forehead, hold my other hand out and blast the energy. So you're healing, or you're placing beautiful energy where that hole is, and you're filling the hole up till it's nice and full. You can take your other hand then and then put it at the other the back of the head and just keep it there, and you're blasting energy through your beautiful crown chakra down through your hands. So you can do it this way as well. This is the first bit I would do though. I would hold my hand out and just keep my hand there, and you can feel the burning of energy in your hand, the tingling, the amazing feelings. It's a natural process. You don't need to think about it. It will do it on its own. Okay, so once that's done, you then take the knife and then you go to the heart. Again, you cut, you cut, you cut, you cut. You keep cutting, you keep looking and keep feeling all the time. The more you do this, the more you'll feel it, the more you'll feel that energy. Thinner and thinner and thinner, lighter and lighter. A lot of the times you'll feel your heart feeling tighter, and then the tightness will go, and then you'll realize I am a mirror image for my client, and that tightness goes, okay, it's gone, move it away. Go there and pull, 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 pull. Focus on that because it's there. You are grabbing it and it is doing that. Honestly, once you get used to it, you'll realize it's there, and then it's gone, and then you place your hand there, one hand there for about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes till you're really happy. If you want to go to the back with your other hand, then go to the back and then fully heal that hole. When that's done, you go down then. Remember, your client is sat like this. So they're sat here. Now you can go to the back and go here. Boom, boom, boom. Keep cutting, keep cutting, keep cutting, keep cutting. You can move this away. You can push it away. You can push it away. Any way you feel, you can move it. Just get rid of that and make it clear here. As soon as that's clear there and you feel happy with it, again, you go to the back and you pull, and you might go slow. You might feel a pull. Like, hey, I'd like to do it a lot, like I'm pulling it, and I'm pulling that. Really, guys, this it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, your client says I felt some weird things happening, like somebody was pulling my head, and sometimes you can feel like the client is moving back, or if you're working on the third eye, they're pulling forward because you're actually doing something and you're pulling them. You're pulling something out of them. So when you've done that, you then place your hands there. You can shake your hands off if you want, but it's normally okay. So you're doing the same thing, different hands, swap hands, blasting, filling that hole in. Go to the front if you want for another few, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, whatever. Okay, and then it's done. Lastly, I would take both my hands and place them on top of the head or the shoulders for a few minutes. And that would be kind of like the last bit where you just enfold them with energy and beautiful, beautiful energy. And that's it. The cord is cut. It's gone. No more. Sometimes you might feel that you want to just go even deeper. And after you've done that, you might want to then go for, depending on what you want. So if it's the heart and you want to now really make the heart working so it's really strong. So you've done the cutting. Now I want to put really good energy into it now and make it work really well. So you would go to the heart, which would obviously be rose quartz, which is the rose oil, makes sense. You then take a wand with either a shape like this, so it's nice and easy to go into the palm of the hand, or with a pointer, which is equally as beautiful. And then you would work one hand like this and the other hand there, and you just blast the heart. And what you're working on is an energetic level to move the energy around and make it fresh. And you just blast in this beautiful laser of love and healing, of rose quartz, of energy, of yours as well as the rose quartz. And you're on an equal energy, and your frequency is growing on that heart. You can feel it getting stronger and stronger, and when you feel it's done, that's it. You can go clockwise or anti-clockwise. You go into the brain up here if you wanna just clear, have it all clear, and you've finished the work there, and you want to do this third eye. You would then take the clear quartz because you want to clear it, and then you'd just work exactly the same, blasting that energy. You'll see the client doing this. Lots of colors and many things happen. Okay. At the back here, you can use different crystals for that. One of them would be a really nice, something like, if you can get a tektite, then that's perfect. If you can find a tektite, it doesn't have to be perfectly pointed. You can, I use these, you see. So I grab this one and then just go on the back like that. Not only does it absorb, but it helps heal that side. You can also use black tourmaline, which is a brilliant crystal if you can get black tourmaline for there as well. And moldavite as well would help a little bit as well. So you might want to just get a little piece of moldavite at the back and just do that at the back as well. Get some good energy there. There's a lot of stuff that you can use for the back. I sometimes use feathers to finish off the back as well. So if you have a feather, there's something about feathers. So when you finish the cutting, you can use the feathers as well. And then I just normally, I should show you this, shouldn't I? So I just get the feathers when I'd finished everything and just finish off with the feathers. Just finish off. Okay, that's just finishing off with the feathers. That's like a 10-minute workshop, which I digested as much as I can. But if I was to do that and do this properly, it would be at least a couple of days. You've got the principles of it. I've given you bullet points. I've given you a great way to start the process, whether you do it on yourself, whether you do it for family and friends. Give it a go. There is no such thing as a gifted healer. We're all gifted healers. They only say that when they want you to go to them, okay? You are a gifted healer in a natural way. If a child falls down, if your child falls down, what's the first thing you do? You run over and you rub your child's knee. The reason why is because you're healing the knee with your natural energy without even thinking. This, what I share with you, is natural way. Why do you think you do this? It's a natural healing of the third eye and clearing the way the negativity of whether it is cutting the cords, whether it's too much negative energy. This is why when you go to sleep you do this or put them on your hands on there. You're a natural healer. Don't ever believe somebody's a better healer than you. The only difference is that they've worked more, they see it more, but believe in your natural instinct. What I've given you should make you an amazing healer now, because I've given you 16 years of my experience brought down to what, 30 minutes? And it's that easy. Don't let people tell you it isn't. It's that easy. But the difference is between a real healer who works every day and you is that he's doing it every day, so he sees more, feels more. That's all. But what does that make them a better healer than you? Well, they're just a little bit more experienced of what they've seen. But don't let that make you feel like you're not a healer. What I'm trying to do is give you the power to believe in yourself that what you're doing is equal to what I'm doing. It's just that I'm knowing what I'm doing. Oh, well, you don't know what you're doing, so that means you're making a mistake. No, don't listen to people, teachers like that. That's just ego. Do your best, and your best is equal to mine, equal to any other healer. Just put your intention in there, and what I've just shown you now, if you do that, I promise you with my hand on my heart, it will make a massive difference to your life and the life of people that you love and care for. Even people that you don't care for, if you do that because you care and you want them to feel better, whether you've had an argument with them or not, just do it. Just see what happens, because, you know, ultimately to free yourself of pain and suffering, you've got to be the stronger. And we don't grow unless we apologize, unless we let go of things, unless we look at our life and realize that sometimes we are the demise of our life. We are the depression of our life. We are the all the bad things about which it's our fault. It's not their fault. It's nobody's fault. It's our fault. We need to fix ourselves. We need to work on ourselves. And this is one wonderful way to do that. I will be bringing this new cutter with me, and these crystals are on Sunday, which is, guess what, tomorrow. And on this channel, please share it. Tell your friends who are not feeling well, who are really in pain. Tell them to come along, okay?